What's up, yeah? Joe? All the good stuff. I need to move the mic a little bit closer to make sure my voice sounds sexy. That coffee was too fucking hot. Oh, shit. Alright, I'm good. Alright, Tuesday chat with Joe. How you guys doing? Alright, so this is a comment I'm responding to from Scott Legendre. I don't know, I really love it when you guys ask me questions where I get a moment and I stop to think about it. I'm like, shit, I don't really think about it. Never thought about it that way. Or, you know, you're right. What the fuck am I doing kind of thing? And like, yeah, through responding to your comments or questions, I kind of learn more about myself, or I have better ideas of what to do in the sense of like topics or like, things I can do to improve the channel, shit like that. So like, yeah, your comments and questions are always welcome and with me. And like I said, this one's from like Scott Legendre. I'm happy with your content and I'm very interested in the direction you're taking the channel. Are you somewhat patterning your channel after other channels you like and making it your own? I was curious if the commute to Paul Zavis was feasible, and if so, whether leasing borrowing space from him might be an option. I'm sure you've thought about that, but I'm curious. Alright, so a few things here about office space. I've worked in construction and I've had a shop with my father. Like, we had a shop. My dad still has the shop, right? And long story short, we couldn't work together, so I'm not. I'll leave it as that. But the thing is, like, having a shop, there's a lot that goes into it that I didn't like. Here's a good example. With the state of California, they want you to follow certain like rules to make sure your shop was clean or safe or whatever. We actually had some guy, like an inspector, show up and like he, you know, took pictures, make sure everything was cool and all that stuff, that we're following procedures, you know, fire extinguisher, you know, buckets of water, you know, for safety reasons, you know, shit like that. After he did all that, he's like, oh, thank you, you guys are okay, everything's fine. About like a week or so later, we get like a paperwork that said it was a citation for the cleaning. I was like, what the fuck? We had the guy's number that, you know, showed up to you know, take pictures or whatever, and like we told him, I mean, why are we getting a citation for? And the guy said, oh, you're not getting a ticket, it's just that they're going through a company that does citations for police officers or whatever. Like, it's like a third party company or some shit. Yeah, they're just using the same paperwork, but we're just paying a fee for having him to come and show up and all that shit. And like, I don't know, that fucking that kind of like irked me the fuck out. I was like, dude, what the hell? We're following the rules, we're doing everything right, this and that, and we still have to pay for doing everything right. I don't know, for some reason that pissed me off. And then, you know, there's other shit that comes along with it, you know, insurance, rent, obviously, fucking, you know, I don't know, inspections from the fire department every now and then, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot about having an office space that I learned from working with my dad I do not like. Lesson learned, I'd rather have a business, some type of career where like I could be in my house that I'm already paying rent for. So I mean, the way how I see it, if my channel gets to a point where like I start producing some income, then guess what? My apartment itself is helping me produce income since I'm paying rent here, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. That's why work at home is something that I would encourage people to do. Get a side hustle, you know? You're spending a good chunk of your time in the house, figure out a way to make some money when you're in your house, know what I'm saying? So that's one. And then like the first part of his comment here is about like, how am I monitoring my channel if I'm like following someone, getting influence, trying to create my own or whatever? My answer to that is simply this. When I started watching YouTube back in 2007, some of like the best content that I was enjoying watching was kids that grew up in bad neighborhoods, right? I grew up in a bad neighborhood myself, and it's very isolating to be in that situation because it's almost like you're in a shit part of the neighborhood, and people that are not, they kind of like see you as like the fuck up, like the, you know, the fucking shit stain, and like you're almost treated as such, you know, or you criticize, be like, neighborhood would have been better if you guys weren't here, you know, and that kind of attitude, right? So I can understand that, you know, because the problem with gangs and all that shit. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, growing up in a bad neighborhood can fuck with you in other ways. Not only inside of the neighborhood itself, but outside, you know, when you deal with other people that didn't grow up in those circumstances. But when I started watching YouTube videos, I started to come across a lot of like, you know, people that were talking about, you know, their experiences growing up in a bad neighborhood, what they're doing to get out, you know, stuff like that. And like I associated with that, you know, I was like, okay, I understand what it's like growing up in that bad environment. And like, you know, it was kind of like comforting to know that there's other people that thought of me, like I wasn't happy in my situation, you know. In that sense, I guess I'm trying to like aim for that, providing that comfort that I had when I was watching those videos of people that, like, you know, were in a similar situation that I was, right? You know, I say it a bunch of times, I want to basically create an environment that you can stop by, you know, hear me talk a bit. If you want to learn something about editing, leave me a comment. I'll respond to you when I can. I'll teach you something, and then like it moves on from there, right? And from the most part, yeah, I feel like it is heading towards that direction. From what I see, when I speak to some of you guys in my live streams or through chat or in private, some of you could have like pretty bad social anxiety, or you guys are living in a situation, in an environment where socializing with other people is pretty difficult, or whatever the circumstances may be. Maybe you have some physical disabilities, so you can't move around that much. So me providing that comfort in the sense of me talking to you and hanging out for a bit, playing games or whatever, I'm happy to do that. I'm it. That's basically what I'm aiming for with my channel. So that's basically what I'm doing. If in the sense of modeling, I guess it's that I'm just trying to like recreate that comfort feeling I had when I started watching YouTube. Now, right? I actually do my best to get to know you guys individually. Sometimes I forget a bit because I don't know, just names and shit can get mixed up. But yeah, I do aim to like have that form of like comfort, friendly environment on my YouTube channel. So that's what I'm aiming for, right? And along with teaching you what I know in regards to editing and stuff like that, because that's my job, man. I love what I do, right? So I love sharing what I know. Yep, that's basically my answer. Hope it helps. Thanks for the comment. I really appreciate it. Talk to you next time. Peace.